Welcome to the K. Willis Positive Vibes Podcast. K. Willis Positive Vibes Talk Show on 1580thepraise.com, a Gold Chip communication station. And I have Tessie. Tessie is a dynamic fitness coach dedicated to transforming lives through personalized wellness programs. With years of experience in the fitness industry, Tessie combines her expertise in strength training, nutrition, and holistic health to help clients achieve their goals. Her motivational coaching style and tailored fitness plans empower individuals to reach new heights of physical and mental well-being. Whether you're a beginner or an athlete, Tessie's commitment to your success ensures a rewarding fitness journey. And thank you so much
You're welcome.
I appreciate you for doing this interview and to let's help people get healthy and fit.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
Yes, I'm excited. What inspired you to become a fitness coach and dive into the wellness industry?
I was at my lowest mentally, emotionally, and physically. I battled depression, suicidal thoughts, and I struggled with my health for so long. But when I decided to take charge of my health, I found purpose in getting healthy. And through that journey of getting healthy, it blossomed into me becoming a fitness coach. It wasn't a career choice. It ended up being a calling. And through that calling, I get to help others transform just like I did inside and out.
All right. So you said you were at your lowest mentally and emotionally. You found purpose in getting healthy. And it blossomed. So I'm all about blooming and blinging. That is, yes, I do a lot, and I have a business like blooming and blinging. So when you said blossoming, I was like, okay, flowers, okay, blossom.
Yes.
Into a fitness coach. And then now it's your calling. So I love you said that too, because we're all on this earth for something. And before we leave this earth, we want God to use us and not anyone else. You know, a lot of people let people use them, but we want God to use them. So, you talked about being at your lowest mentally and emotionally, and then also suicidal. Can you talk about that too? Because we want to reach out. I'm glad you mentioned that and that you're transparent about it, because it's someone else that's going through that as well. So,
Yes. So I'm also a Navy veteran. While I was in the military, I was raped, and I had never told anyone about it. So I was holding all of that anger and frustration and anxiety and fear in and just going through life with all of this, you know, trying to look happy and loving and, you know, trying to operate in a world where I was really hurting. And it got to a point where, you know, I just wanted to end it all because I didn't want to deal with those feelings anymore. And the way I was dealing with it was with food and isolating myself. You know, I had to operate a little bit because I had to work. I had children, but it just started to get worse and worse and worse. And I went to the doctor and they said, you know what, if you don't get it together, you're going to lose your foot.
oh,
I
wow.
was dealing with diabetes. I was on insulin. I was on all these different medications. And they told me my foot had neuropathy, and it was getting to the point where it was going to be highly considered that they would have to remove it. So that is really what helped me to go into the journey of health. I really gave up mentally when I heard the diagnosis. But I started to, you know, just cry. I'm like, God, if they cut my foot, I'm not going to live. I'm not going to live. You know, I'm not going to see my kids grow up. And I finally decided, you know what, I'm going to fight this. I'm going to fight this. And through fighting for myself, I finally started to fight the pain, and I started going to therapy. And at least in our community,
Yes.
mental health therapy really is not talked about. And I went to a therapist, and I told her what was going on, and she's like, Tess, you got to tell people what happened to you. And I started telling, and every time I told it, it was like a weight fell off. And I told it, and another weight fell off. And I finally just let my family know what was going on because they never knew what was wrong with me. And then I got to talk to young girls, and
Wow.
so I found out that so many other people have went through some of the same things and they didn't know how to deal with it. So this business really blossomed because I opened up about stuff that was happening to me. And from me sharing that on social media, I started sharing it in Bible studies. People wanted to work out with me because they wanted to get that frustration out too. So we started walking, and through our walks, we would talk about how we were feeling, and it just went on. So it started back in 2017, and it's still going today. So,
Wow. So, and then you mentioned you're a Navy veteran, so thank you for serving, because that's a lot. That takes a lot for you to lay down your life for someone else, because every time you were doing a service for us. So I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and honor you. And then
Thank you.
you're welcome, because a lot of people don't, but it's like, I mean, we can walk and do a lot of stuff because people like you are helping save us, So thank you for doing that.
Yes.
Yes. And then you said you held a lot of anger and frustration, anxiety and fear, and you were trying to operate in the world when you were really hurting, which I'm glad you were transparent with that as well, because there's a lot of people going through that. I think a lot of times when someone sees someone that it could be weight, it could be anything, but a lot of people will just judge. But you don't know what the person is going through. It's like a lot of times we go through a lot of things. And as you mentioned, in our community, and I want to have someone on for mental health too, because that's something that we don't talk about. But I'm glad that a lot of people are getting free and talking about it. Because when you don't, like you said, you hold the anger, a frustration, and then it could be anything. Food is one thing. It could be, that's how some people get on drugs. That's how some people drink, because they're trying to get some. It's the emotional.
They're trying to cope.
Yes, they're trying to cope. Yes.
And before I really got into the fitness and eating right, I ended up in a mental hospital here, and a lot of people don't know it. My mother probably doesn't know it, but she'll hear it on this show if she listens. But I was in a mental hospital because I was having a breakdown. Like I couldn't do it. I knew I was about to hurt myself, and I was like, somebody has to help me. But when you go to those places, I needed the conversation. I needed to talk to a therapist.
Right.
This is when I got introduced to therapy. But a lot of it was that they wanted me on this medicine, and I was taking it. But I'm also very spiritual. I'm connected to God. I have a relationship. And I was like, God, something's not right. I'm not laughing. I can't. I have no emotions. Like, what is wrong? So this little person inside of me was talking like, Tess, something's still not right. So when I got out of that hospital, I was like, I have to find a better way to deal with this, because I do not want to be medicated to deal with life.
Right.
So I found a different therapist, and I can't tell you what her belief is, but she told me, Tess, I think you might have to go a different route, because I don't want you on all this medicine either. It is a lot of medicine they're telling you to take.
Wow.
And if you don't want to do that, let's try another avenue. And she said, maybe you need to go boxing and hit something since you want to run over people. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the boxing actually is how the walking started, because I couldn't get people into where I was boxing, and I was sharing, and people like, well, I want to work out with you. So the walks came from the boxing, and then that's how the food and everything else started. So, but it was because I did not want to use all that medicine. And medicine, I believe that medicine is needed, but I did not want to go that route because the medicine, it made me emotionless. And I had little kids, and I couldn't even laugh at the things they were doing.
No.
So I couldn't even smile. It was like I was a zombie almost. So I was like, okay, God, I need another way to deal with this. So my passion, is through working out, and now my kids do it. That's actually where I am.
Uh-huh.
they're at the gym, and they're boxing, and I'm out in the car.
Oh, that is so awesome. Yes, but you said a key thing. I know you mentioned about taking the medicine. You didn't want to be on the medicine, but you didn't just you didn't just be like, okay, I'm not going to do this. I love that you said you reached out and you got a second opinion, and then they actually agreed with you as well. Because I'm the same way with you too. I'm the same way. I'm the spiritual. Like, God has to be another way. But as you mentioned, it's nothing wrong with medicine. People have to take it. You have to take it. So I just want to put a disclaimer. We're not telling people don't take the medicine, but you did get a second opinion, and then the boxing and the walking. So I'm glad you mentioned walking, because I love to walk, and that's my best and favorite exercise.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can't make no excuse with that. And I walk the dog. So even like the dog, he'll stop because he'll go to the bathroom 10 million times. And then I'll put the dog up. People are like, where your dog at? I said, I got to put him up because I got to get me some of my steps in.
Yes. And walking is one of the best exercises any of us can do. I mean, it's very refreshing. So if you can do any exercise, just get out and walk. And, just a few minutes will do you good. And it clears your mind. Like, it's an awesome exercise. And when people tell me they can't walk, because of their knees and all these things, I remind them, hey, you can walk in the water if it's because of your knees and all those things. But people tend to not give me excuses when they see me, because I fell off a tower and broke my knee, my hip, my leg shot up to my hip. So I had to learn how to walk at least 3 times in my life. So those excuses, they don't go well with me, because I'm like, okay, look at my legs. So if I can walk with all this stuff, you can do it. We can do it. So, let's not use that as an excuse. We just going to walk a little bit slower, but we can get out there and walk, and it's going to be good for you. But it really is. It's an excellent workout for anyone, just to get out there and walk.
And it's inexpensive, because I don't have no money for no gym. Okay, well, right. For the people,
very free.
God, it's very free. Thank you, Father, for that. And you said you had to walk at least 3 times. So it's first as a child, and then the accidents. Wow, you go, girl. I mean, you just survivor.
I had to learn how to walk when I fell off the tower, because they had to piece everything again. And then I had a total knee replacement, and I had to learn how to walk all over again. So, yeah, I had to learn how to, and it was equally as frustrating every time. Walk, because you're older and you're like, I should know how to do this. I've been doing this already. And, I have to relearn. So,
Well, thank God for the determination and your faith, because I know that's what helped you. And your kids. I know that's what helped and determine you. Wow, you go, girl. And I didn't say this in the beginning, but I follow you on Instagram. So that's how I met you. I mean, well, not physically met you, but that's how I got introduced to you. And I was like, wow, well, she does a lot of fitness. I need someone with fitness on the show to help educate people. So thank you again for accepting the invitation.
Yes, thank you for thinking of me. I'm so honored to be able to share my story and what I get to do for the community. I really believe that this is a ministry that is sometimes overlooked. Even, with my church, we do a lot of different things, but I always tell them we have to include fitness. Even when I am an ordained minister, and they know when I'm teaching, because we do, Sunday school lessons, and all the ministers have a section where they have to teach. They know when I'm teaching that we are going to do some type of exercise, and we're going to learn about nutrition, because that is, God gave us a temple, and we have to be able to take care of it. And since I was able to learn, I'm going to teach my people about how to take care of their bodies. And, the last time we did portion sizes, I brought in a plate and we went over how to measure with their hands, just different things so that they are, they have tools so that they can get better. Because the one thing I hate is to keep going to the hospital for the same thing when it's stuff that you can actually help yourself. Like, some things you can't avoid, but it's some stuff that we can avoid if we just made better choices. So when I am teaching, I'm just trying to always help give some type of education on moving your body and what you put in your mouth. And they probably don't want to hear it all the time, but hey,
right,
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right, it's gonna click in just like when you're a kid. You don't want to get up and brush your teeth and take a shower, but you gotta do it, right? It's the same thing. We gotta do it. You don't want to talk to somebody, your breath funky. You gotta do it. But you said that you're a minister, so congratulations. So should I be calling you Mr. Tessie or
No. I am just a servant.
Okay, because I like to be respectful. Because someone, once they got that doctor title, whatever, I'm calling them a doctor. Some people, they can't respect it. Oh, such. They earned it. I'm gonna call it. So you earned it. So yeah, okay.
No.
And I love that you said you incorporate exercising in the ministry.
Yeah.
So praise God. Yeah, because like you said, it's a temple and we have to make sure we take care of our physical body, our spiritual body, our mind. And I'm glad you said that because it's been a couple of times I have been just different stress things. So I had to go to the doctor for an incident last Sunday and my blood pressure was good. But I went today and she was like, your blood pressure was high. But it was high last time, but both it was like stress related things why I had to go. And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I was like, it's perfect. I talked to you today. And so I was like, this ain't nothing but God. But yeah, that was the only 2 times I bought a pressure thing too, just so I can monitor. She was like, just come back in a month. But I know it was just a couple of events that was stressful. I'm like, you know what? When I get home, glad you mentioned walking. And I told her too, I was like, I'll walk. I'm going to walk. And then, but pretty much other than that, my stuff be clean. They be like, what you take? I have elderberry, multivitamins, B12. I don't want to take no medicine. So yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. So hey, sometimes it gets the best of us, right?
Yeah. Okay, make sure you always breathe and practice your breathing too, because breathing is the part that we sometimes overlook too, and that also can help calm your blood pressure, and it makes your workout, your walk, even better when you're getting those nice, long, deep breaths and just, really working your lungs. So the breathing is a big part of it as well. But, yeah, our blood pressure, it can go up over a whole bunch of different things. But as long as it's not, like that all the time, you're okay, because just hearing somebody blow the horn too loud can make your blood pressure go up.
Right. Yeah.
Being startled sometimes. It can be small things, but as long as it's not like that overall all the time, then you're normally okay.
Yes, because when she told me, she was like, the last time, but both times it was stress-related things. And then I was like, I just went on, girl, right before I got here. I'm like, oh, let me go get that printout. And she was like, no, your blood pressure was good. I'm like, well, praise the Lord. Because normally I never have that problem, but like those two. So I think it is from that. But I'm glad you said the breathing, because I know I do need to work on that. So thank you. Yes.
You're welcome.
And how do you approach creating personalized fitness programs for clients with different goals? I know you mentioned you put that in your ministry, but the clients with the different goals as well.
So I listen first. Everybody is different, and everybody's story matters. I take time to understand their lifestyle, because that makes a big difference. The barriers that they have and their goals. And then we come up with a plan together that not only fits their schedule, but empowers them to keep going, because I'm not going to be the one executing it. It's going to be them. So I get them involved in the whole process so that they know, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing. They're co-signing the whole way. So, they're part of the process. But it's not a one-size-fits-all type thing, And I coach from my heart. Like, I really, truly love my clients. They're like my extended family. I always said, I used to tell my mom, she would go to the hospital and she'd come home like, why did you bring another boy home? I wanted a sister for so many years, and then she never, ever brought a girl home. But most of my clients are females, so it's like I have all these sisters, older sisters, younger sisters, little sisters. So all my clients to me are like big sisters, and I just call them my sisters. So it's the sisterhood, and that's how I coach them. I just love on them, and we get through a whole bunch of stuff together.
Wow, that's amazing. So one great thing you said a lot of great things. So you go, Tess. But you listen first, because everybody is different. And that's good, because some people feel like it is a one size fits all, but life is not like that for us. So I don't know why we think it should be. Sometimes when someone gets it, it's like, why don't you get it? But everyone learns different. So just because one person might know how to that might be their way, it's not going to be the next person's way. So I'm glad you listened to that. And then everybody's story matters. It's like, yes, there's a reason. How you mentioned about you were holding on to anger, it was a reason. How I said I was stressed, it's a reason. So it's your story, right? Everybody's story matters. So that's something that a lot of people, and I'm glad that you don't do microwave. It's not microwave. It's not like Google. Like, you're actually tailoring things for people. And it's a lot of people that aren't. So it's good that you are doing that. And then you said now you got a whole bunch of sisters. Come on now, sisters. It's the sisterhood for me.
Yes, I do. I just love on them. They're so awesome. So awesome. And they have, we all have these different walks of life, but the one commonality is that we want to be better, and we want to feel better. So, we're working on our better every day.
And it's a everyday, like, one day, you never know what the day is going to be, but it's always, by the grace of God, tomorrow. And like I said, you're helping everyone get better, be better. I love that. And then with women, too, it can be challenging, because if you start taking a certain type of medicine, it can make your weight go up. And then sometimes when your weight go up, it's like, what's wrong with her? But then people don't know what you're going through. Or, it could be stress. It could be something, your weight can go up, and then people rather talk about you than help. But then when you start losing weight, something, what's wrong with her? Then you still getting what's wrong with her. She losing too much weight. Ooh, now her head look big. It's like,
It's always something. The one thing that I do with my clients from the beginning is we do a lot of personal development. Mm-hmm. So we listen to podcasts, we listen to motivational speakers, and every day they're required to listen to something like that in the morning. It can be a preacher. I mean, they have to listen to something that is going to speak to their soul before they start to do anything in their day. So they have 15 minutes of this when they wake up. And this is how my coach started with me. One, she knew all of the things that I was dealing with emotionally, and she knew my self-esteem was shot. So this is how she coached me and how she built this broken woman back up to be what you see now. So with my clients, that's how I work them. Like, come on, we got to work on your mind. Your mindset is everything. Because if your mind is not in it, your body is definitely not going to do it. Because your body's going to always say, nope, I don't want to. I don't want
Right.
I don't want to do it. So we do personal development, and some days, you might need a little bit more, spiritual. You might need a little bit more of this type of personal development, more reflection on what you need to change. It might be something financial, but they have to listen to at least 15 minutes, and then they have to give me some takeaways. So.
Okay, so yeah, I love that. So you get to the mind first, because the mind, body, all connected, and then they gotta take notes. Like my pastor said, put in your notes. That's Pastor Mike with Rock City in Birmingham, Alabama. He like put it in your notes. It's gonna be, run that back. So yes,
they gotta take notes, because that's the proof that you did it. So
come on now, I'm proof.
I need you to take notes, because you don't know who you're going to encounter. So I need you to be prepared for the people that you're going to encounter on that day. And you can't pour from an empty cup, so I'm giving you a little bit of substance to be able to pour into someone. So that's why we do that, and we start early in the morning. And it's been like that since I started doing this, and, it works. So everybody's coaching style is different, but that's what works for me, and, I probably won't ever change it, because it works. Even my kids, they probably be like, "Oh my God, not again."
But it works. Yes.
Get up and listen to your personal development.
Come on now. It's listening to the personal development for me. And you can't pour from an empty cup. So speaking about that, how can we reach out to you? And you mentioned your ministry. Let's go ahead and shout that out as well, the church.
I attend Greater Love Restoration Ministries. It is on Donlin Court. I want to say it's 4257 Donlin Court. Please don't shoot me. I don't know the address. Sometimes it just slips my mind, but I know it's Donlin Court. It's off of Kimberly Parkway. And our church services start at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings. For me, I am on Instagram. It's B Harvey Fit. That's BeHarveyFit. And on Facebook, it's Tessie Harvey and B Harvey Fit. Facebook is really where I do most of my things. I'm also an instructor at the YMCA, and I also teach classes at LA Fitness. So water fitness is really what I love to do, but I also teach weightlifting for women. So I have a couple of classes at both gyms, teaching classes doing that. And then I have personal training clients, and that just depends on what people are looking for. So I just try to stay moving and active, and, just keep it going.
Yes. Okay. So yes, you guys make sure you check her out. And then for me, we are always looking for sponsors. You can always email me at kwillispositivevibestalkshow@gmail.com. And thank you for tuning in to the K Willis Positive Vibes Talk Show on 1580thepraise.com, a Go Chip communication station. Please like, share, and subscribe to the K Willis Positive Vibes podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the K Willis Positive Vibes podcast. Please order my book, The Principles of Overcoming Life's Obstacles, a 31-day journey to positive living, available on Amazon.com. Until next time, stay positive.